Hello everyone, I'm Suryanarayana Satyam. Now I'm going to discuss about how to study polity and syllabus, sources, material, previous questions and making questions for the preparation of the civil service as well as the group 1 examinations. So other UPSC and SSC examinations also. So here is the first option is how to study polity. Then what is polity? So if we study the polity, many of the students or groups aspirants are thought they know about only government. They don't know about the state. Many of the aspirants are thinking about the study of polity means the study of the government. But the study of polity is, it means study of the states. State having the government, government having the three organs. So the subject deals with the function of the state. The subjects deals with the function of the state. So next, many aspirants, previously I mentioned, many of aspirants of public service don't know about the difference between state and government. So when we are doing the study of polity, we definitely know what is polity and what is state and government. And next thing is, the study of polity gives us a capability of understanding what is government and understanding two organs of government known as legislative, executive and judiciary system. Okay, then second thing is syllabus. Every notification and every examination having a syllabus. So we know the syllabus we are getting if we are prepared for the civil service examination. The UPSC mentioned in the notification what is the syllabus, so we will get it. And the third thing is, the most important thing is source. It means material. So very important. So what is source? The source means, first thing is standard books. When you are going to prepare for the civil service examination, we all have to the standard books. We all have to keep with us standard books. And second thing is newspaper. What is the necessity of the newspaper to prepare for the civil service examinations? Basically we get current affairs, and secondly we know and we get information about judgments and case studies. For the polity study, it is the most important thing. And third thing is own making. So many of the aspirants, when if you are observed, the final result has came at that time, many officers or rankers are showing their book like a material. They are preparing how they are prepared notes. So it is different to person. It is very different to different. So a person has the own difference to on material. So that's the way you have to prepare your own notebook known as the material. So the fourth thing is previous questions. So what is the use of the previous questions? If you find the questions in the previous paper, if you have to observe the questions like as in the questions like terminology and logical and case based and content based. Questions are basically has came on these terms. Okay, terminology, logical, case based, content based. And again many of the students are make the mistakes is they are not observing on the answers. They are not focused on the answers. Answers has also as a logical and content based. Answers has also logical and as well as content based. So these 7 terms, like in a, if you skip for the logical and content based also on questioning terminology, questioning method. So terminology, logical, case based, content, they're going to give in a brief analysis. So it's making questions. Fifth one is so making questions. So prepare your or make your own questions. This is going to be a part of success. The question making is the part of success getting UPSC services. Here I mentioned a 360 degrees questioning. So making questions 360 degree. What is 360 degrees? So if we observe the circle, it's called circle having a 360 degrees. So if we focus in all ways, all routes, so in a subject, on subject, if we focus or making a questions, so if we focus on 360 degrees, we cannot miss or we cannot lose that subject. So this is very, very important. We have to focus on every angle of making questions, like analytical questions, logical questions, content based, direct questions or indirect questions. So that's the thing. So we have to know about the polity. So these are the main things for the study of the polity. Here some examples. Now I am going to show some previous questions in the UPSC preliminary examinations. So the first question is, under the Indian Constitution, concentration of wealth violates. So here is the options. First one is A. Option A is the right to equality. Option B, the directive principles of state policy. Option C, right to freedom. Option D, the concept of welfare. So if we observe previously questions, they are stressing on the articles only, but in this question, if you observe the terminology as well as logical questions, it is a content based, it is not a case based. So if we observe, it is a terminology. Why I mentioned that it is a terminology, the constitution and wealth violates, there's a terminology, and as well as a logical question, because they are not going to be asked a directly question which is not related to, which is related to article. So it is a logical question, and as well as a content based questions if we observe the options. So the right to equality, the directive principles of state policy, the right to freedom, the right to concept of welfare. So answer is that the concentration of wealth violates the directive principles of state policy. When we are focused on that answer, we have to analyze that other thing. Article 39, the Indian Constitution, Article 39. The Article 39 about the directive principles. Okay, so we have to know about also article and clauses and subclauses. You have to focus on that answers also. Okay, and next question is, what is the position of the right to property in India? So what is the state and what is the position? So first one option is legal right available to citizens only, legal right available to any person, fundamental right available to citizens only, and fourth option is neither fundamental right or legal right. So if we focus, the question is direct question, but answer is content based and logical. Answers are content based and logical based. So legal right available to citizens only, the fundamental rights, the right to property is not a fundamental right, it is the constitutional right. That is the Indian Constitution, which is going to only be applicable for the Indian citizens, basically we thought. But here is the options: legal right available to citizens only, legal right available to any person. So is the Indian Constitution going to be give any rights to other citizens like aliens or foreigners? So we have to focus and observe on it. So okay, and next thing, fundamental right available to citizens only. First we have to focus on that. Is that property in India, is that related to fundamental right? No. First we have to skip that answer by logical and content based, which is not related to the question. And finally, neither fundamental right nor legal right. Maybe we are little bit of mesmerizing about the answers. So we have to focus on logical and content based. So answer is legal right available to any person. Legal right available to any person. Why the legal right available to any person? Because every person, as per the human rights, every person have the own right to get some duty, get some occupation, doing occupation across the world. So that is the principle and beauty of this article, this question. Okay, next we have another question. Okay, So what was the exact constitutional status of India on the 26th January 1950? What was the exact constitutional status of India on 26th January 1950? So what is that? So he is not only stressed that Jan 26th, it is the mentioned by the year also 1950. Is options we have a democratic republic and a sovereign democratic republic, and option C is a sovereign secular democratic republic, a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. So if we observe the answers, so we have to focus on that democratic republic, but in the preamble of the Indian Constitution we have sovereign socialist secular. So is that amendments? If we are doing sources material, if we are making our own material, we can directly answer this question. So sources material cost standard material books, newspaper, own making. In the effect of this question, our making own material is going to be given a clarity about that questions. Then we can answer directly without any hesitations. So a democratic republic is the answer. Why? When we are observed Indian Constitution to our society, our state, a republic and sovereign, a democratic republic. Okay, next we have another option, another question. Constitutional government means, it is a direct question, but we have that answers like as a logical content based as well as terminology, So every subject has the own terminology, that's why we have to observe that terminology of the polity. Directly we can get that answer by content based. It is related to terminology as well as content based. If we are a merit at a study of polity and what is polity, we can directly answer this question. So constitutional government means, here is the option D, a government limited by the terms of the constitution. A government limited by the terms of the constitution. Constitution means we have some boundaries, like the legislative what can do and what cannot do, and every government organs has the legislative, executive, judiciary, what they can, what they cannot. So we have that limitations. It's by the only constitution. That's why we choose the option D. Option D is the answer. So, and if we focus on explanation about the D, constitutional government is defined by the existence a constitution which may be a legal instrument or merely set of fixed norms or principles generally accepted as the fundamental law of the polity, so that effectively controls the exercise of political power. Okay, so this is the how to study and how to get information about Indian polity. So we have the syllabus, so we have to take the syllabus and get some sources like a material, standard books, and we have to read everyday newspaper to collect judgments about the Supreme Court and the state high courts. So, and as well as case study, we have the case study. It may be used also in the ethics papers also. So own making is very important. Don't copy any notes from anyone, okay, because everyone has a own methodology to prepare the notes. So second one is the previous questions. We have to focus on that. We have to analyze that every questions like a terminology, logical, case based and content based, and we have to focus also on answers. It means logical, content based. Okay, so finally we have to make a questions. So it is very important. We can make questions from the answers also. We can make questions from the answers also. If you are observed previous 4 years question papers, so every year question having the answers, the second year questions came from the answers only, if you observe. So please focus on that. We have that 30% of the getting qualified percentage from the polity only, so be focused on that. Okay, thank you.
Abdul Kalam IAS Academy, Junior Inter and Degree College, opposite of main railway station, Kannamatalli Gudi Beedi, Rajahmundry.